Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. So this is a first for me. This is a miniature, so completely different scale. I just followed it up. I'm following up this video to the previous one, which is of the Hulk versus Spider-Man, which is huge. And just for comparison, take a look at my hand. I'm gonna touch it right over here. So this gives you an idea of how small this particular piece is. So what is miniatures? I don't know a lot about this particular world. I obviously collect usually much larger statues. We're talking at least quarter scale. I don't really go into even 1/6 scale statue collecting. I go 1/4 and then bigger, 1/3 to 1/2, and even a life size. My Han Solo and life size Han Solo in carbonite, for instance, is the biggest piece I own. So this is a completely different world. A lot of miniatures though are art. People collect them, like they collect statues. A lot of miniatures are also used in board games or Warhammer 40,000 or Warhammer fantasy games. And there's an entire world surrounding them in terms of using them for play and then painting them. And it's very, very different type of technique because of course everything is miniature. In the word of miniature, this piece, for instance, would be like a 1/2 scale, in terms of kind of size. And I'll show you another video of a more typical miniature size. And it's just remarkable because in order to get all the detail, these miniature master world-class painters have to do it under a magnifying glass, with super fine tip paintbrushes, and the amount of detail they're able to pack into such a small, palette, small size is just astonishing. So this is the first video review I'm doing of the miniature. So some background, the title of this piece is called The Queen of Witches. I don't really know the mythology too much behind it. It's released by one of these miniature companies that release this work every once in a while. They're a big company. This is made of resin, and then it's of course accented and plussed by the artist. So again, the title of the piece is The Queen of Witches, and in this case, she was painted and customized by Raglan Studios. And Raglan Studios is a gentleman named Robert Carlson. He's in Sweden, and he is one of the better miniature painters, working. Now, the field of miniature painting is quite crowded. There's a lot of people who are very, very good at what they do. But I have to say that if you look at examples of his work, then Robert Carlson is definitely one of the best. However, he normally works for companies, and then he does, commissions rarely, kind of on an as available basis. And this piece was not actually done for me. He wanted to move a few pieces, just kind of side, if you can believe that, display issues, space issues. I guess if Robert ever sees my video YouTube series, I can just imagine what he'll be thinking. Like, if you think you got space issues, Robert, if you wait until you take a look at some of what I have to deal with pieces like literally as big, as like a young child, right? I have to figure out where to put those pieces. But in any case, the history behind it is that this was a gold winner at a competition called the Scale Challenge, I believe. And this is an annual event, and this was from 2017, last year, and this was one of the gold medal winners. And so these are there's apparently these miniature painting competitions. There's quite a few of them. There's the Golden Demon, which is more specific to Warhammer type miniatures. There is the Crystal Brush, which is specific mostly to CMON, Cool Mini or Not products. And there's the Scale Challenge series, or the Scale Challenge competition. And there's other ones, again, in Europe and North America. So these competitions are, where you bring in your best work, and they're judged, and then you're awarded a gold, a silver, a bronze, and honorable mention, I believe. And the gold is the highest, and there are multiple golds per category, and there's multiple categories. And I think depending on the competition, there might be like a best in show, or the very best of the entire show, things like that. So, this was the gold winner in the fantasy subsection of the Scale Challenge in 2017. Again, titled the Queen of Witches. And I looked it up, and I think it was one of maybe 6 or 7 other maybe gold level paint ups. And, the total number of entries was probably, 30, 40 in the fantasy series alone. So maybe more. So this is definitely an award winner. And I think if we go through some of the details, we can appreciate why this is the case. So I'm hoping that my iPhone 10 camera can actually properly showcase the details. I'm embarrassed to say, I'm getting a little bit older, and sometimes, I think I might even need bifocals. I'm not quite there yet, but I don't think I'm too far away. And getting really close, it's kind of hard to see the details with the glasses. So I'm hoping that maybe if I use my iPhone 10 as a substitute, I can watch the video myself even and take a look at the details. So number one, it has this really classy black base. It's elevated. And I think the conceit behind it is that, she's this demon queen. She's obviously a supernatural figure. And I think what maybe Robert was going for in this interpretation is that she herself is almost kind of stone-like herself. That there's, she's awakening from stone, or maybe the spirit of the witch is possessing a statue of her, or maybe she's just stone herself. So we'll start with the base. It's supposed to denote winter. You can see the snow effects right here, and the little tiny candles lighting up to her throne of stone. Now from here, it may look like she has bat wings, but that is not the case. I'm going to rotate so you can see it from the side. And basically, from the back here, you can see that the wings are actually part of the throne itself, okay? So not actually the part of the queen, but it's actually part of the throne. So here's as you can see, it's struggling to focus. I put my hand here so you can see a little bit of the detail here. It's very nice. You can see the stonework, some of the modeling. Okay, there you go. So there it goes. And then again, the work on the parts of the stone wings right over here. Very, very nice work. There's the top. The kit actually, believe it or not, came with candles that you can put on the horns. I saw a few pictures of that on the internet, and it just makes it look super silly. So I am glad that Robert decided not to do that. I think she looks much better with just the horns as is. So here you go here. And then hopefully you can kind of take a look at the details of her face. Right there. And I got really close, you can see the specks of stone on her chest. And I'll do another section with a flash to see if I can pick up some of the extra detail. You can see the ice forming on the stone to show how cold it is, but she's essentially nude. Not bothered by the elements at all. See the shin jewelry, the arm bracelets. See if I can get a little bit more detail on her. Very nice. This seems to be the sweet spot for detailing. So just a remarkable piece when it comes to all the subtle details that he kind of put in there, the shading of the skin and the texturing to again kind of give you this feeling that, you know, she's otherworldly, not alive, maybe a little bit stone-like. And kind of give you the metallic look. All right, next section, let me try to do it with flash. So here it is with flash. A little bit hard to do because I think the light from the flash really washes out a lot of the detail, a lot of the subtle variations in shading. But at this distance, it just gives you a little bit more information on sort of all the little subtle effects that he put in. Try to approach it from a certain way, maybe from the top. There she is. Kind of a perfect distance to show off some of that detail without washing it out. There it goes. Yeah, it's really hard with the flash. There it goes. That's probably the best I can do here to give you a little bit more variation. So there you have it. It's a beautiful piece. I have a few more that he's doing for me that I will show, and hopefully you can also kind of showcase some of the great detail that can be put in something so small. Sort of an amazing aspect of art that's been formerly unappreciated by me. All right, until next time, take care.